Count them, 17 years against Jesse James Leija. That means, of course, that Leija's 17 years more experience. 2-inch height advantage for Bojado. The arm length advantage, 1 inch, measured from the armpit to the end of the fist, belongs to Leija. They both weighed in a couple pounds over the 140-pound weight limit by contractual agreement. By tonight, Francisco Bojado has put on 16 pounds of hydration to go to 158 unofficially on our HBO scale. Jesse James Leija at 156. Rules of the bout with our unofficial ringside scorer, Harold Letterman.
The Panchito Bajado Jesse James Leija fight is scheduled for 10 rounds, non-title, using the unified rules that you see on your screen. Jim, real quick, the 4 criteria that the judges will use to score each individual round: clean punching, effective aggressiveness, ring generalship, and defense, with a strong emphasis on clean, effective punching. Jim.
All right, thank you, Harold. Here's a good look at Francisco Bojado, graduate of the same high school in Los Angeles, California, that produced Oscar De La Hoya and some other big Mexican-American boxing stars. Began his career with 9 straight victories, and then Larry faced early in his career that first defeat, and that has prompted a lot of changes.
He wasn't in shape for a fight against Rubio, and suddenly a fighter who was being groomed to be perhaps another pay-per-view superstar had to go back to the drawing board, which he did with Mayweather. Now that Mayweather isn't here with him, perhaps Bojado is going to learn that when you're out there in the ring, you're really on your own anyway. It's life in the big city, and if it doesn't kill you, it'll make you better.
Bojado will be trained in this fight by one of the hottest trainers in the sport, Buddy McGirt. Of course, it is at this moment a fill-in part-time enterprise, but ultimately perhaps they'll be headed down the road together. And there's a look at his record against Juan Carlos Rubio. Lost the first fight to the counter-punching Rubio, won the second fight when he was much more economical with his own punches and didn't allow Rubio to strike back. And now we wait for Jesse James Leija, who has many experiences in his career as a gatekeeper for young fighters. And when a guy's been in against as many young prospects as Jesse James Leija, he's learned a little bit. We expect Roy Jones about how to pressure them and try to take them out of their comfort zone.
Yes, he has. He's learned a great deal about how to pressure them to get them out of their comfort zone, and he's learned how to try to land that one big punch that can change the way they think entirely in a fight.
On the other hand, Larry Merchant, he cuts in virtually every fight, and that could be a factor here.
Well, more so lately than ever, and it's been forever. He says he's been cutting about 40 of his fights. But look, he was a terrific junior lightweight where he beat Azuma Nelson 3 times, just got the decision twice, lost to him once. He was so good that he went on to some of his biggest fights against bigger guys like Shane Mosley and Oscar De La Hoya and Costa Tszyu in this weight division. He's a terrific old pro. He knows what the game is tonight. The game is for him to become a scalp on the belt of a young fighter. He believes that the young fighter really isn't that good.
And if Bojado can legitimately outbox James Leija, that will be quite a feather in the cap for the young fighter as he goes forward in his career. Larry mentioned the experience against Azuma Nelson, one of the greatest fighters of his generation, and of course the 3 losses against larger, stronger Costa Tszyu, Shane Mosley, and Oscar De La Hoya. So with both fighters in the ring, and you see there the veteran trainer Ronnie Shields with Leija. You saw him last week with Juan Diaz as well. Let's go to Michael Buffer for the official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Boardwalk Hall, Atlantic City, New Jersey, where tonight, courtesy of Bally's and Caesars Atlantic City, Main Events is proud to present an evening of HBO World Championship Boxing, all bouts sanctioned by the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board Boxing Commissioner Larry Hazzard Sr. This first contest is presented in association with Golden Boy Promotions, and both of the bouts are sponsored by Nemiroff. The 3 judges at ringside scoring this contest will be George Hill, Luis Rivera, John Stewart, And when the bell rings, the man in charge of the action inside the ring, referee Earl Morton. And now, 10 rounds of boxing in the junior welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing silver trimmed with black and officially weighing 142 pounds. He's a 2000 Olympian and now has a professional record that stands at 16 victories, including 11 knockouts with only 1 defeat. Damas y caballeros de Guadalajara, Mexico, Francisco Panchito Bojado. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black and officially weighing in at 142 1/4 pounds. He has a professional record of 46 victories, including 19 knockouts, with 6 defeats and 2 bouts even. He is the pride of San Antonio, Texas, the former world champion, Jesse James Leija.
Let's go, Jesse. Let's go, Bojado. Y'all both received the same instruction. I expect you to protect yourself and give me a good, clean break. Touch gloves and good luck. Okay? Bajado says he has to fight an intelligent fight against the intelligent old pro. But the intelligent thing for him to do is to win early rounds, Jim, because of the tendency of Leija to cut.
Indeed, some think that Leija's strategy will be identical, to try to win the first few rounds, then go forward on the off chance that heads will clash, there'll be an unintentional butt, and whoever's ahead on the scorecard will win. So there's extra drama in these first few rounds, Roy.
Yes, it is, and Leija already understands that, so he's coming out on the attack right away.
And Bojado backs Leija off with a good left hook to the body. Leija very busy early on.
Good crisp punches by Bojado early.
His punches make a nice noise. That's why a lot of people thought early on in his career he was going to be an exceptional power puncher. After what happened against Rubio, some of that power has been muffled as he tries to be safer in the ring. There's a good, strong right hand by Leija over the top. Catches Bojado twice more behind the ear with the right hand.
And I wouldn't call it safer, I would say smarter, because you're not going to knock out every opponent. A lot of times these guys get used to knocking guys out, and they face somebody that can take their punch, and now they're somewhere that they've never been before.
Leija said he thought Bojado would be open for his right hand, and he's hit him with 4 in the last 15 seconds.
But Bojado took him very well.
I stop punching. Let him out.
Well, Leija's not a big puncher. Only 19 knockouts in his 46 wins. He has a big heart and a good mind. Leading with the right hand, now Leija, having experienced success over the top and sweeping it. Bojado can, there you go. If he can effectively duck that right hand, he'll get a chance to counter with the left hook to the body.
Yes, he will.
And now he snaps Leija with a right hand to the jaw. That right hand blocked by Bojado's glove. So now he's watching for the lead right.
He's being very smart. He's going to the body, trying to work the old pro down some to make sure that the old pro wears. Bojado, that is.
The high school that both Bojado and Oscar De La Hoya attended in East Los Angeles is Garfield High. Also made famous in the movie Stand and Deliver, about a teacher named Alfredo Escalante.
which is what's going on here. Two guys